and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box we have the Matchbox Basics Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. Will this brand new casting live up to everyone's hype and expectations, or will it be a flop? Let's get into the review and find out. Let's get right into the review with the casting. So first things first, a quick glance at our proportions will show us that it looks pretty freaking good. No complaints. And in the proportions department, it looks really nicely. We have our mirrors casted in, which is always great to see. We have an antenna casted in. In addition to that, all of our body lines are casted in, which looks really, really good. Up front, we have this little bottom intake section, I guess, as a piece of the base. And then another cool little thing, we have the base going down as the skirt. But we even have our exhaust kind of casted into the base, I guess. And then our base has actually got some pretty nice detailing as well. So overall, the casting itself is really, really nice as far as the details that are actually packed into the casting. And it looks really, really good. As far as our paint and deco department, we have just this very basic bright red color, which I assume is a color that you can actually get on this car in real life. And it looks really good. It looks sharp. Gives off big-time muscle car vibes, which is kind of what this car would be, I guess, modern-day muscle car. Don't really have much else to say for the paint and deco department because we just have this kind of plain and simple red color, but looks really good, and I think it was probably the best choice. For our detail department, let's start up front and work our way back. So we have this massive grille all meshed in, all painted. The meshing is actually casted on, which is nice. We have our logo up front, our Cadillac logo. We have all these kind of meshing sections also painted in with our, I assume this is an extra little light bar down here. We have our headlights up front done as well. Look really, really good. Down the sides and on the top, we don't really have anything. There's really not much that you could have there, though. And moving on to our back, we have our taillights done really nicely. We've got our Cadillac logo right here. We even have our CT5, and I believe this says Blackwing here. It's really kind of small, hard to see. And then we have a CT5 license plate as well. So, and we had talked about earlier the addition of the exhaust down here. So overall, quite a decent amount of details packed into a basic model, and I think it came out really nice. For our roll test, this is a Matchbox Basic. So it rolls, and it rolls very nicely. Moving into pros and cons, we have two big pros. First being that this is the only CT5 in 1/64th as far as I know. I couldn't find any when I was researching it a little bit. So if you want this car in 1/64th, boom, there you go. Just wait for the color that you think is best, or customize this one and get the color you like best that way. The other big pro we talked about in the detail section is between the casted in details of, I mean, we even have the gas door right there. Between the casted in details and the ones we actually got tampoed on, you really can't ask for much more from a basic model. And I think it's fantastic. Moving on to our cons, there's really no cons that I can come up with. I went over the car, looked it over several times, couldn't really think of anything. So just to have something to slap in this category, I will say the chrome rims, maybe not the best choice. I think maybe blacked out wheels would have looked better. Just to give it that more mean, stealthy kind of appearance that you want from a Cadillac muscle-ish kind of car. But, I mean, that's not really a big deal. You can black out wheels with an Expo marker in about 2 minutes. So, not a big deal, but I have to have something for the con department. Moving into some size comparisons, here it is with the only other fast Cadillac in my collection, the Hot Wheels Cadillac CTS-V. And here we have it next to some other fast four-doors you might have in your collection with the Hot Wheels Lucid Air and the Matchbox BMW 3 Series Touring. So it's time for some final thoughts. Overall, I'm going to give this release a 9.2 out of 10. It is basically perfect for a basic car, especially from Matchbox. I think it's a really welcome addition to the Matchbox lineup. Matchbox doesn't really typically give us those super hype cars that everyone's really excited for. You know, we might get one a year. We got the Devo a few years ago. But this is kind of what Matchbox's niche has become, is these more standard everyday cars that you'll have decent chances of seeing on the road every once in a while. And I think this was a really good choice to add to that lineup, and the execution of it came out essentially flawlessly. So I think it's a really good lineup. I think it's a really good pick, and I think you should add it to your collection, whether you like sports cars, muscle cars, anything. This is really, really nice, and you can't go wrong with it. And that's all I have for this review, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on this particular model down in the comments below. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.